Hi, and welcome to the Crit Hit Wild podcast, where we cover all things Marvel Crisis Protocol, and we do a new character every week. This week, we're going to be talking about Killmonger, and I'm your host, Fred.
I'm Brad.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Steven.
Hello, gentlemen. How's it going today? How are you doing today, Brad?
I'm doing fine, just fine.
Just fine. Okay, that's good to hear. How about you, Steven? How are you doing?
Sunny day in South Carolina. Can't complain.
Yeah, it is. It's quite nice in West Virginia as well. How are you doing today, Brandon?
Good. Just trying to enjoy the day.
Yeah. You got to take it's the perfect temperature out. It's like just cool enough to not be warm, but it's warm enough that you don't need a jacket. It's real nice. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about MCP stuff. Upcoming tournaments. On April the 19th, that's coming up right up at the end of this week. There is a tournament at Lost Legion Games and Comics. That is our local game store. That one is it's going to be more attended than our previous few ones. At least I think there are 9 people currently signed up, so that'll be nice. Hoping for a 10th, so we don't have a bye. Then coming up on the 26th of April, there is a tournament at Recess Games in North Olmsted, Ohio. This is Steven's home store, or it's Steven's former home store. And you'll be there this time, won't you, Steven? Is that what I heard?
I am trying to make it. Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Yeah. So that's good news. He'll be attending at that space. I really like that store. That store is really nice. It's a good one. Then coming up on the 3rd of May, there is a tournament in Richmond. It is the Richmond Open Grand Tournament. It is actually May 3rd and 4th, and it is an LVO qualifier, and it will be at the Meadow Event Park in Doswell, Virginia. So that is going to be a big tournament. I think that they have something like 64 slots, and they have filled up quite a few of them. So that's going to be a huge event. We unfortunately will not be able to attend, even though that's kind of within a possible travel distance, because we are doing our BECC qualifier finale that day. It's the same day, and it's going to be in Pittsburgh. So unfortunately, we won't be there. But I'm wishing luck to all those down there participating in that event. And I think that's it for upcoming tournaments within this next month. I don't think there's any news out of AMG. It has been all quiet on the AMG front right now. There's an event coming up. When is Mini Stravaganza, Brad? Is that in the near future, or is that
It's like
in the
August.
distant future?
Or
Okay,
September.
that's not. Okay, so that's not going to be anytime soon. We know that they're going to release some updates in May, or at least that's the hope that they are going to put something out. But
We'll
see.
They said that they were sending out updated cards in May. That's not a hope.
Yeah.
That's not a maybe. That's what they said.
Okay. All right. Well, we will cross that bridge when we get to it. I guess that's it for news and events that are coming up. Do you guys have any games that you want to talk about that you've had recently? How about you, Brad? I know you've played a game.
I did play a game. I played a game last night against Borka. We did not get to finish this game, but because I was called away and then Borka had to leave. But I was playing Storm X-Men and he was playing Asgard. And so we both had pay-to-flips, but we played my secures. We played his extracts. So it was, is it Guardians, whatever? It's the new one, the new pay-to-flip. There's 4 of them. They're close, a little closer than an F, and you always roll 3 dice, and you get a re-roll if you're holding an extract. It's whichever that one is.
Yeah.
And then we had
Macron Crystal. Is it the Macron Crystals?
maybe that's Macron
I don't know.
Crystals. I don't know. I thought Macron Crystals was the new sword base, but I don't know.
You might be right.
The other one was Legacy of Iris, and we played 19, I think. Yes, it had to be 19. He played Mighty Thor as his leader, Thor 2, Beta Ray Bill, and Sif. I played Storm, Nightcrawler, Angel, Shadowcat, X-23, Beast.
So you were 6 wide to his 4 wide?
Yes. I think that
Oh, boy.
was a major factor in how this game rolled out. I did 2 safe grabs. So this is something X-Men can do that I don't think any other faction can do. I played first class. I storm hopped with Kitty from Beast, grabbed the middle legacy virus, and then backed up to my side. He moved Bill up to grab a legacy virus, but he had to double move and was stuck there. But he was behind a building. He was pretty safe. And then I played To Me My X-Men for 1, allowing 1 model to move towards Storm. So you move. I used Angel. Angel moved at an angle to get further up, and then he activated, moved up, grabbed the legacy virus, moved back, and flipped my point.
All right. That's pretty nice. That's a pretty good
So
little tech you've got.
yeah. So I took 2 of the midline extracts, and nobody was on the midline. And then everyone else on my side just kind of moved up to my points on my side, and he double moved Thor over close to my people, but didn't get to make any attacks. And I got to make a couple. I think Storm might have attacked someone. Kitty didn't. Someone else may have gotten attack first turn. I don't remember. And then he always has priority. So I think every turn he activated Thor, Hero of Midgard first. And unfortunately, Thor didn't do much this game until the final turn that we played.
I spoke to Borka about this actually when you were gone at one point, and he said that he made a spender attack and a builder attack during his second turn, and he did like a grand total of 2 damage or something. A really poor showing on his attacks.
One of those activations, I used Xavier's Dream to prevent 4 damage. So that was a big hit. Whenever that was in the game, but I just prevented it completely.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was that activation or not. Having 2 extra models and having such mobile models on my side, I was going back and forth to the pay to flips and flipping them like a lot. So like first turn, I had my 2 and 2 extracts, and he had his 2 and 1 extract. But starting turn 2, like I was flipping his and making him go back and reflip them and stuff, and I ended up with 3 out of 4 turns 2 and 3. And I also got at least 1, sometimes 2 activations after he was done activating. So
Right. A huge advantage on a pay to flip.
That's big on a pay to flip. And then I have some models that can displace some other models. Now, I'm pretty much locked at size 2 with that list, but that still moves Mighty Thor, Bill and Sif, it doesn't move Thor, Hero of Midgard, because he's size 3.
Right.
But everyone else on his list I can move, so that helped out a lot. Nightcrawler's great. He was all over the place. And I attacked a good deal, I guess. But there were definitely times I chose not to. Beast lived when he shouldn't have. I don't think it ended up mattering. He survived on 1. Every time I made an attack with him, all I was looking for was the wild to place him, and then I got to do more stuff. I'd make an attack, and if I could place, I then could throw Bill off of a point and move to the point and try to flip it. Except I didn't get the wild. So I should have just double moved and did that same plan. But
Yeah.
I should have got a wild at least once this game. At the end of the game, when I was called away, I was at 14 points. He was at, I think, 8. On his way out, he said that he probably could have prevented me from winning that turn, but he didn't think he could keep me from winning the game. I think if he prevented me from winning that turn, that there was a good chance he could win the game, because he would be pretty much caught up on points. Now, it would just depend on how that next turn rolled out. I did make a mistake right before the end. I activated X-23 and tried to kill Sif, because it was kind of a greedy play. If I kill Sif, I'm really golden to win that game. But what I should have done was move Angel off into a corner, double move him just to the corner where he couldn't be touched because he had an extract. And then he probably does go with Sif, and he tries to daze Shadowcat. But if he fails to daze Shadowcat, I can double move her to a corner, and I have guaranteed my 2 points.
Yeah, you win the game at that point.
But I didn't do that. I was trying to get greedy, and I was like, I really want Angel and Shadowcat to be able to try to flip some of these pay-to-flips back, too. And I just shouldn't have done that. I should have taken my 2 points and run. Literally run.
That's the game plan when you're playing that kind of faction.
Yeah. It
sounds like a good game.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
I had fun. I wish we could have finished it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, Brandon, did you play a game that you want to talk about? Or
Yeah, the name of the scenario that they played is Guardians Save Shi'ar Empress in Style.
I thought it was Guardians.
Okay.
I played Jared, former host with the most. I played a list I've been working on for a long time. It's a Dormammu list. We played... What scenarios did we play? He was playing Apocalypse. We played 20 Threat. What did we play? We played Wedding Party, targeted by terrible attack as a secure.
Did you play Senators?
No.
Okay.
What were you? What list were you playing?
Yeah.
I played Dormammu.
Oh, okay.
The Wedding Party was in my list.
I did watch some of this game. I don't remember what the thing is. Just talk about the game, Brandon.
Yeah, just talk about what happened.
Yeah. So I played 20. I played Dormammu, Shang-Chi, Thor, Prince of Asgard, and then Weapon X. Similar to what happened in Brad's game, Thor did absolutely nothing in this game. Literally nothing. I'm not sure he dealt a single damage in this entire game.
This is 5-threat Thor, though.
This is 5-threat.
Okay.
That does not change the fact that he should have done damage.
Yeah.
However, Weapon X did the Lord's work by himself. Turn 1, I dazed Toad, who had jumped up and picked up an objective. Days hit on turn 1. Turn 2.
You did that by charging because he had 2 power on him instead of just the 1 because of Dormammu's leadership. Yeah.
Everybody in the list had a turn 1 charge. Yeah, so everybody could turn 1 charge. He got an attack off. Dormammu also got an attack off on turn 1 into Colossus. So on the left side, it was Toad, Colossus, and Apocalypse, and I had Weapon X and Dormammu. On the other side, it was Thor and Shang-Chi against Psylocke and Wolverine. The game got to a point where we were in an actual stalemate. The score was tied. Everyone on his team was dead on the left-hand side, and I had Shang-Chi with 5 health left, and he had priority with Wolverine with like 8 power, and Psylocke with like 8 power. And there was nobody on the left-hand side, and there were 3 points on each side that could be picked up because his Wolverine could not pick up an extract, and my Weapon X could not pick up an extract. We did play it out. His Wolverine did not kill Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi did end up killing Psylocke, and I ended up winning the game by 1 because I was able to, by 1 because I was able to pick up the extract that Psylocke had. So.
Okay. All right. Well, Jared has been playing quite a bit recently. He's playing Apocalypse, and he is already talking about changing factions. In fact, I played him twice this week, and the second time I played him, he played Criminal Syndicate. So he is what I say is he's in his hot girl summer. He's trying out all the hot new factions, seeing which one he likes the best.
We've spent all day talking about Midnight Suns, so.
Yeah. So it's even another one that he's trying out. So I played him twice this week. I played his Apocalypse list on Thursday, and then I played against his Criminal Syndicate list on Friday. And he won both games. I don't fully remember the Apocalypse game all that well. I remember that it was a game until the second to last turn, and he basically just got 2 ahead on attrition, and there was nothing I could do to claw back. It was pretty much a done deal by that point. I don't remember much about what happened in this game, but in my second game with Jared, I played. I'm playing Web Warriors, obviously. I played Miles, Spectacular, Black Cat, Ghost Spider, and Moon Knight. And then on top of all of that, I played Namor. That can't be correct. I think we were at... Oh, I don't remember where we were. I think we may have been at 20 threat. So I played all of that. And he played Kingpin, Juggernaut, Beta Ray Bill, Black Cat, and one more model. Oh boy. And Rhino, and that means that the math doesn't work out for us being at 20. So I must have been at 17.
That math is 20.
That math is 20? Okay.
That math is 20.
All right. Yeah. Then that's correct. And man, Criminal Syndicate is like a kick in the teeth. We were playing, of course, we drew Superpowered Scoundrels and Spider Infected. And Superpowered Scoundrels. No, it wasn't Spider Infected. It was Terrigen Canisters, one of the new ones. And the moment we drew Superpowered Scoundrels, I knew I had an uphill battle. This was not going to go well. I think he scored 7 points in the first turn to my 3. So it did not start off well. That can't be correct. That can't be. It must have been my 2. I must have only scored 2 points in the first turn. So that's how this game went. I got basically housed. He won on round 3. I had a few Hail Mary attempts with Namor. Namor actually carried himself quite well this game. But I had an attempt where I was going to charge in to a point and push everyone away from that point and steal an objective if I was able to kill Black Cat. And he rolls in, swings, and I needed to do 1 damage to Kingpin to stagger him and get me the power I needed to do his spender. And of course, I don't do the damage. That's always when you need to do the damage, is when you're charging and it's really up against the clock and you fail. Oh well, that's how it goes. So that's how my games went. I lost both of them against Jared. Steven, did you
Yes.
play any games this
Yeah.
week?
Yes, I did. I played in a tournament actually yesterday
Why don't you talk
at,
about that?
at Firefly Games. Yes, we had 16 people attending, and so our first game started off. I was playing against Jonathan Lawler. He was playing Midnight Suns. He was playing Blade, Werewolf by Night, Living Mummy, Man Thing, and Black Cat. We were on wand testing and intrusions. I, to this event, took my old Avengers list just to, take it out for another run. And I took Mighty Steve, Thor, Cable, and Voodoo. We were on 18, and I had 1 priority. And when he said I want 18, I knew he had a plan. I just wasn't understanding what it was, but soon found out that you can't leave his people on 1 because everybody in this list heals except for Black Cat. So, needless to say, I got behind on this, and he won 15-8. There were some good plays, but I will agree with Brandon that I was running the original Thor, and he did not do anything at all. anything.
Boy, you guys are
So,
getting diced because the original Thor does work.
no, he's going to see the dark
You can ask
recess.
Jared. He'll tell you that I diced him, but I killed his toad to him killing my Thor.
Okay.
Thor is going to go into the dark recesses of a gaming bag and never be seen for a while. So, but it was a good game. Learned some few things. I guess what it comes down to is target priority and target saturation, obviously, to get those people who heal off the table. Werewolf was kind of terrifying, actually, to tell you the truth. So,
Werewolf by Night, yeah.
mm-hmm.
He's a scary piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was lining up the wrong people against him. So, but in the end, you learn. So,
Yeah.
So I lost that game, and then we won my second game against Drew Curry. He was playing a Kingpin Criminal Syndicate. We were playing on Terrigen Canisters, which I've never played, and Intrusions. So with that, I had a little plan going in. So he was running Kingpin, Bullseye, Baron Zemo, Shocker, Rhino, and Black Cat. And I went with Mighty Steve again, Cable and Spider-Woman, who are immune to poison, and then Hulkbuster. My advice to people out there on Terrigen Canisters, anybody who moves short and is immune to poison, so this means Hulk or Cable, is really, really good because your play pattern doesn't change. So, and I found out that Cable was very, very good on it. So, needless to say, Cable by himself took out Kingpin and Bullseye on 1 point by himself.
Holy crap.
Yeah, when you get a lot of power and you can do that on intrusions, if you can do that area 2 attack and get a lot of people in there, he kind of goes off. Hulkbuster was kind of taking care of the other side that had Rhino and Black Cat along with Spider-Woman. After Rhino got cleaned up a little bit, I just left Spider Woman over there. Steve was holding the middle against Shocker and Baron Zemo. But the attrition caught up finally, and I took Kingpin off the table. So I think that was round 3, and ended up winning 18-11. Drew was a good opponent. It's just that Cable got really, really lucky and diced out two of his people. So, and then
A real critical one of his people too, with Kingpin.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and then we went to round 3, and I played Matt Franklin, who I had played before because I've gone up to Columbia, and he's one of their locals around there. I played into him before. He loves Brotherhood, and I played a Hydra list into him. But this time, he brought Magneto, so I busted out Hulkbuster and his leadership. So,
Oh yeah, that's
the
perfect.
table wasn't very favorable for throws because there's one size 4 and the rest were 2s and 1s. It wasn't the greatest table setup, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
But he went with Magneto, Juggernaut, Blob, Toad, and Quicksilver. We were on Legacy, Virus, and Extremis. I went with, and we're at 19, and I went with Hulkbuster, Spider Woman, Captain Sam, Iron Fist, and Deadpool. And Deadpool did work this game. Oh my gosh. So I have a new respect for Deadpool. That is for sure. So he was just in there in case I came up against something like if we drew cubes. So he would be my cube runner, obviously, because he can heal. But but it was the 3rd game, so I decided to bring out everybody I hadn't brought out before. And the only model on my list I didn't play was Angela, and she was for the safe grab kind of like thing.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, with not Deadpool can do work. Like I've seen him do really crazy stuff with the, especially when he gets flipped. Did he get flipped for you?
he did, and before that, he dazed Magneto, and he KO'd Magneto.
Holy crap!
He dazed Blob, and he dazed Quicksilver, and he almost got Toad too. So I mean,
oh my goodness, he really did go off.
He was going off. But the thing is, there in turn 3, Matt had really, really good activation, and he had 2 of the Legacy Virus on Juggernaut and 1 on Quicksilver at that time. And then he had pushed me off some of the Extremist Councils. So he got like a 4-point lead on me. And for some reason, we were playing really, really slow. I don't know why, because we only ended up 12-7. But like I said, I had taken out Magneto at this time. I had taken out Toad, and I was about to take out Juggernaut, and just start cleaning up because we were only in round 5 at that 4 actually at that time. So we're about to go into 5, but time was called. So, but lessons learned. Matt's a good guy. So, but
all right.
Like I said, it was my Avengers list. It's kind of, and Isaac was kind of teasing me, the guy who came in second, and he's the South Carolina guy, and he's like, "Why didn't you do that?" Well, I'm like, "Well, I took my Avengers list. I wanted to play nicely, I guess." Because my Spider-Foes list tends to aggravate people, so I didn't want to do that with a bunch of people coming in from out of town. So, which I have to mention, I'm in a gentleman named Marcus who listens to our podcast. Thank you, Marcus.
Hi, Marcus.
He is actually from my area in Ohio, and he is going to the Recess tournament. So hopefully we will meet up again. I did not get to play Marcus, but hopefully we can remedy that, have a good, friendly game. Very nice guy, very collected, very cool. He introduced me to his crew coming out of Atlanta, Georgia, or that area. I'm not sure specifically where, but it was a gentleman named Ben, a gentleman named John, Steven, and Bob. I'd like to give you all guys a shout out for coming to our tournament. It was all nice meeting you. Thank you very much.
All right, not it's great that you're meeting new people in the South Carolina zone,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
and
So
they're pulling people all the way from Atlanta.
yeah, I'm gonna do like I did in Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. Start crawling around all over the place, seeing a lot of people and saying hello. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
do it.
All right. Well, thank you, Stephen. Uh,
Mhm.
Sounds like a real good set of games and a real good tournament.
It was excellent.
All right, let's move on. Hey Brad, do you have any trivia for me today?
I do. After taking a break last week, I've got trivia for you today, Fred. So, for any new listeners out there, this is how trivia works. I give Fred a piece of trivia about a character representing the game of Marvel Crisis Protocol, but the trivia is from the comics, which Fred knows very little about. If he gets it right, he gets 3 points. I will then give him a hint. If he gets it right after that, he'll get 2 points. After that, Steven and Brandon can help him for 1 point. Fred needs 5 points to win.
Oh boy, I'm getting a handicap again.
Um, it's normally 6. Fred's so bad at this game. 5 points to win. Are you ready, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just making sure because you tend not to listen. This character becomes the new Spider-Man after Peter Parker's death. He wants to prove himself the better Spider-Man and creates a bunch of new gadgets to use to help him fight crime. These include a backpack with 4 mechanical spider legs and spider bots. He comes to see that being Spider-Man is not as easy as it seemed, but he is still quite successful. After the return of Spider-Man, he got better. This character has returned to their roots as a villain and sometimes anti-hero, and has since had their time as Spider-Man erased from their memory by Mephisto.
Okay, is this Craven the Hunter?
No.
Okay, you did this intentionally. Okay. All right, well,
Your
that's my
hint.
guess.
The son of a construction worker who died an early and violent death in a construction accident, this character was greatly influenced by his mother, who saw manual labor as beneath this character and encouraged this character to use his mind to solve problems. This character worked hard in school and got a good college education from MIT in atomic physics. This character later dated Peter Parker's Aunt May, which Peter did not like.
Oh boy. Uh, okay. Is this? Oh, who dated Aunt May? Was it Norman Osborn? Is this Green Goblin?
This is
Is that
not
who this is?
this is not Green
Okay.
Goblin.
Did he
Brandon,
date Aunt May out of curiosity?
no, not
No.
no.
Okay,
Uh,
then I'm just crossing my wires.
Brandon or Steven, do you know the answer to this?
I got this one all day long.
Yeah, I figured you did.
It's Otto Octavius, otherwise known as Doctor Octopus.
Of
It
course,
is.
he's the one who dated Aunt May. I knew it was a
Yeah.
big villain.
It's like the 4 legs out of the backpack didn't give it away.
Yeah, that makes it pretty obvious now looking back at it.
Yeah,
For it.
yep. So he was dying. He switched minds with Peter Parker and let Peter Parker die in his body while he took over Peter's body and became Spider-Man. The
Of course.
superior
Okay.
Spider-Man. And then eventually Peter Parker takes back control over his body and whatnot. Anyway,
Okay.
1 point so far. You're doing great, Fred.
Yeah.
It's probably a surprise to most that this character did not appear in comics until 2005. A version of this character with a different name and personality, but the same family role, appeared before she did in the Marvel Mangaverse. The manga version of this character took over the role of Doctor Doom of that universe. The creator of the well-known 616 version of this character created her as a role model for his own daughter.
Oh boy. So first created in 2005, but this family role existed before then. They just didn't have this name.
Nope. In the manga version of the Marvel Universe, there was a character who filled this role, but she had a different name and personality.
Oh.
This character
Okay.
did not exist in any capacity, this version of the character, until 2005.
Okay. Oh boy. I don't know who this is. Is this? And they played Doctor Doom in the Mangaverse.
They become
They were
the
the
new Doctor Doom in the manga.
The new Doctor Doom. I've got no idea, man. I'm gonna guess who's related to a famous person. Oh boy, I don't know. I'm gonna just guess Squirrel Girl, and that's wrong.
That is wrong, but that's at least an interesting guess. Your hint.
Because of the connection with Doctor Doom.
Your hint. This character is an expert hand-to-hand combatant, but more importantly is a genius who has invented a lot of useful technology. She has also ruled the country where she lives and even taken on the mantle of its protector, a role usually served by her half-brother.
Is this Silver Sable?
No.
Okay.
Brandon or Steven, you guys have a guess?
Brandon, do you have a shot out of this?
No, I don't know.
I'm going to guess Shuri.
Shuri is correct.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
That was nowhere up my alley. I'm sorry.
I thought the word mantle in particular would be very helpful
Yeah.
there.
It's pretty, yeah.
Okay. 2 points so far, all of which have been Steven.
Yeah.
All right, Fred, you got one more shot. If you nail this on the first, you win.
Yeah.
This character is a genius level intellect that becomes the head of the genetic program at Alchemex. His job was to create new super soldiers. After a failed experiment, this character wishes to leave Alchemex and discontinue his research, but his boss gets him addicted to a drug that only Alchemex is legally allowed to distribute, and uses it to blackmail this character into staying. The drug is particularly nefarious because it genetically bonds to the user. So this character breaks into Alchemex to rewrite his genetic code with an older version from before he took the drug he had stored as part of his experiments. While he's in the middle of fixing this DNA, another coworker messes with the machine, and this character's genetics are 50% overwritten by the DNA of an animal, giving this character the powers of that animal. This character then dons a costume he had worn on the Mexican Day of the Dead because it was made of unstable molecules that wouldn't tear from his new powers. This character is hunted by alchemists who want the secret of his powers. This character quickly realizes how much he has ignored the evils of the world and vows to fight against all corporations that are hurting people.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm not. So the Mexican Day of the Dead. Who has a skull face that fights against corporations, that was addicted and has animal powers? Man, halfway through that, I was thinking this has got to be Lizard, right? But there's no way it's Lizard now, because Lizard doesn't wear a Day of the Dead mask. Is this Taskmaster?
Yes, Taskmaster, the hero that fights against corporations. No, that is not
Hey,
correct.
listen. He has a skull mask. That's what I'm going after. I don't know, man. Like, this one's real tough. Uh, or it's obvious and I have no idea.
All right,
Okay, what's my hint?
your hint. The powers this character gained from the genetic accident that overrid half his DNA are enhanced strength, enhanced agility, enhanced speed, enhanced vision and hearing. He can see things in great detail from very far away, even zooming into them, and can see in complete darkness. He has increased resistance to injury and disease, and heals faster than a normal human. He also has small 1-inch talons on his hands and feet that he can use to cut people and objects, strong enough to even cut through metal. These also allow him to climb walls. He has canines capable of secreting a venom that paralyzes people when he bites them. Finally, he is capable of creating an organic adhesive from his forearms.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Here's the truth. You just gave me all of his powers, and I still have no idea. So, part of what you told me made me think that it's still Lizard, but I don't think that could be the case. Okay. My head is stuck on Lizard. I'm just gonna guess him and just be wrong because I have no idea. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Lizard.
Lizard is incorrect. Brandon or Steven, do you know who this is?
Brandon?
Nope, you got it.
Yeah, I wish I had it. After that dissertation, I can go to class now. I honestly have no idea.
The only person I think it might be is Carnage. That doesn't really make any sense at all.
How could it
No.
be?
Well, that's
It
the
cannot
best.
be Carnage. That cannot be
Carnage
correct.
is, well, first of all, it's a hero, by the
I said
way.
Carnage are one of the symbiotes, for the record.
There's only 2 in the game, Brandon.
Yeah, so it'd be him
No,
and
there's
Venom.
four. There's 4 in the game actually. Gwenom and
Oh, yeah, there are 4 in the game. I forgot about 2 of those technically are the same symbiote.
Three of
But
them
different
are the same
characters.
symbiote?
Gwenom and
3 of them are
Peaches.
the same symbiote. One of those
Yeah.
is from a different universe, though.
Special
Okay,
pleading.
I'm gonna call Uncle on this. I don't know.
Okay.
Wanna go Venom?
Does that mean that I can? Oh, is that what you're? Are you guessing that? Are you guessing
wanna-
Agent Venom?
Yes.
Okay.
Fred, you can override him and make your own guess if you wish. You seem to want
No,
to.
no. It's fine.
This is
Agent
literally a
Venom.
guess. If you have a better opinion, you can surely do it if you'd like.
Part of me thinks that this could be something like Spider-Man 2099. And that's what I was thinking after thinking about it for a little bit, because he kind of does. I don't know. He's got like that's what I was thinking. Spider-Man 2099. But
Yeah, 2099 is a good guess because Miguel O'Hara would have a Day of the Dead mask.
I didn't even know that was his name.
It's yes.
Well,
Okay, so
new guess, Spider-Man
that's what our
2099.
Yeah.
Amazingly, Fred gets this right. It is Spider-Man 2099. Miguel O'Hara, Mexican, Irish American. That costume, the Spider-Man 2099 costume, is the costume he wore on the Day of the Dead. I don't know how that makes any sense, but that's how his brother figures it out and becomes the new Goblin.
Okay.
I was just only thinking of characters that have actually been released. So
We have a card for him.
I was only thinking characters that have been released.
Hey, Brandon. At one point, it was literally the animals that exist associated with the character. So
True.
the rules of this are a little bit
shaky.
All
fluid, a little fluid.
all of those had either a token or were physically represented on a model. So
Yep.
they had
It was pretty
rules.
brilliant. I gotta
Anyway,
be honest. That was pretty
so
good.
we're at 3 points for one more point, Fred. Your bonus question.
Oh, only one, not two? Not 2 points?
Yeah, it's almost always one, Fred.
Okay.
What do these characters have in common?
Okay. All right. I think I know this. So it's Doc Ock, it's Shuri, and it's Spider-Man 2099. I know that Doc Ock gets a power every time he rolls a crit. I'm pretty sure that Shuri gets a power every time she rolls a crit or something. And then Spider-Man 2099 also gains a power whenever he rolls something. I don't know if it's a crit or something, but I remember that being on his card. That because I thought to myself, at least he'll generate his own power, at least a little bit. So I think they all generate power on a die roll.
That is correct.
Is that
That clarification was key because Shuri's is on a skull.
Shuri's
the
is
other
on
two are on crits.
Yes. Yep.
okay?
Yep. That's
Okay,
exactly
good.
right. Good job.
But I
you
did
got-
not want to interject.
Fred got 2 of the 4 points the team got and lost.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yay, Fred.
Oh well. Yay. All right. Well, that's it for trivia. Thank you, Brad. I'm actually. This is something that we've been putting off. I'm gonna run this past everyone to see if we want to do it, but I didn't talk about this before the podcast. So if you guys don't want to do this, we can skip it. But do you guys want to do a recalibration?
Someone.
I want to recalibrate Gambit. We have new card for Gambit.
Oh, we may have we done Gambit's episode?
Yes, we have done Gambit.
Okay.
I don't remember what we gave to him. Maybe we'll do that next episode.
Yeah, we will do that next episode. That'll give our fans something to look forward to, I guess.
Okay. All right. Because Gambit got redone and he needs a recalibration. But I guess the only thing that we have left now, though, is to talk about the person that we are here to talk about today. That person being Killmonger, otherwise known as, and I still need to pull it up. Daggone it. Where is Cerebro? Okay. Otherwise known as, I'm not even going to attempt his AKA.
Njadaka.
Njadaka. He is his defensive line is 4 physical, 3 energy, and 3 mystic. He has 6 stamina on his front side, but only 5 on his back side. He is a medium move on a small base. He is a size 2, and he is a threat value of 4. Hey, Brad, why don't you do his attack?
His first attack is energy, vibranium weapons, range 2, 5 dice, cost 0. Gain power equal to damage dealt, and wild pierce. His second attack is physical, Black Ops Strike, range 3, 7 dice, cost 3. If this attack deals damage after the attack is resolved, place this character within 1 of the target. Wild stagger.
Okay. Hey, Brandon, why don't you do his first 2 superpowers?
The first one is a charge for 2 power. It's an action. This character immediately makes a move action followed by an attack action. This superpower can only be used once per turn. His reactive superpower is Special Forces. Costs 1 power. When this character is attacking, it may use this superpower during the calculate successes step of the attack. This character may choose to count shield results instead of hit results as successes.
Okay, and Steven, why don't you finish off the card?
We have 2 innate superpowers. First is focused on the kill. If this character makes an attack against a character it has already made an attack against this turn, add 2 dice to the attack roll. Also, we have kill count. When this character dazes or KOs an enemy character, it gains a kill count token. When this character is attacking, it may re-roll 1 die in its attack roll for each kill count token it has.
Okay. Here's a little thing that I just noticed. I was looking back and forth between him on his front side and on his back side, and his back side is a little bit smushed in Cerebro. I was because they didn't line up, and I was trying to read through this really quick to see if his powers changed on his backside. They don't. They are the same powers. It's just they're smushed up a little bit. I was confused as to uh, why it changed.
Huh.
But that's not relevant to him. Uh, this guy is great. uh, have you guys? This I really like Killmonger. I think he is secretly a great four threat model. Who has a fantastic tactics card that we will talk about later. But first, let's talk about this card. Hey, Steven, what are your thoughts looking at this card right now?
I think when they did this character, they got it right. I mean, he's not too fantastic. He's not too bad. He's just a good four threat character that you're never sorry to have in your list, but he's not a take all the time character. So I he's one of those characters I would look at and say he doesn't need touched at all. He doesn't need anything to come up a little bit. He doesn't need anything to be taken down. He's just really good and really well made.
Yeah, he's correct. Like I don't think there's anything that they could do to make him to change him that wouldn't make him way too good or way too bad. He's just right, right as it is right here. I like that take. Um, Brad, what do you think about this card? About what he's doing?
Uh, I've played him a handful of times, and I've really liked playing him. Uh, One of the big things I like with him is we haven't talked about the tactics card, but it brings a little mini game inside the game to play, and that's really fun. Um, and I like he's really good if you attack the same model multiple times and you work on trying to daze models with him and stuff. And he's terrible if you don't do that. So he serves like a particular role in your list and serves it well. And that's great. Charge in,
Mm-hmm.
attack a model, attack that model again, hope you daze or KO it. Maybe try to pick on the characters that would be easier to daze or KO and make it easier to do the fun stuff with the tactics card.
Yeah, yeah. Brandon, what are your thoughts here about Killmonger?
Yeah, I mean, I love that his builder is an energy attack. Um, that brings like the diversity I think this character needed to just stay relevant. He definitely is in that situation of like old character fatigue. Like I think people just forget about him, but I mean he's got a pretty consistent health and like defense pool for a four threat model. Um, he has kind of some little tricky things. He's definitely not a defensive model. He's there to hit, and Black Ops Strike is a really good spender for three power.
I agree. It is the right spender from back in the day. You know, when you look at a lot of the back in the day cards, their spenders are either overpriced or underpowered. But this is correct. This is a three cost range three 7 dice spender that has the possibility to stagger, and it places you within range one of them. That's real
This
good.
this is like the layout for a spender that they've been keeping of late. That like 3 to 4 power with a trigger and like something else. Like almost every model at like 4 plus on their spenders has 2 lines of text on it. It's usually 7 plus dice, 3 to 4 power, a stagger trigger, a throw trigger, or some sort of like trigger that's really good, and like something else that's attached to it. Like this seems to be what they've really grasped onto and are using this style of like range like 2 to 3, 7 plus dice, 3 to 4 power with multiple things attached to it. It seems to be where the spenders are heading in this game.
Yeah, yeah. And then of course there's his kill count, which is interesting. It comes up a little bit. He will probably kill a model in a game, but I've never had it really high. Like it would be great if you get up to three on him, but
Borka
I think
had,
that's really
I don't remember if he was playing me or someone else, but he played Killmonger recently and he had 3 tokens on him.
That must have been incredible.
Yeah.
He played you, and he dazed killed Emma and Psylocke. He ended that game with 4 kill count tokens on him.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
Way
gross.
to go.
He
Way to go,
just gets
Killmonger.
better as he gets more kill counts. Like he just gets
Yeah.
more. Like it just gets grosser and grosser.
But two's enough, right? Usually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two's
yeah.
great.
If you get 2, you're golden. Yeah. But also, I love that he has a Pierce on his builder. Pierces are just great, and on an energy builder where your opponent has fewer defensive dice, it's even better. Like I think he's really well made. Okay, we've talked about his main card. Let's pull up that tactics card. Hey, does someone have it open?
I got it in front of me.
Okay, do you want to talk? Why don't you read it?
Okay. His personal card is called Usurp the Throne. It is unaffiliated. It is an act of power. Killmonger may spend 3 to play this card. This round, Killmonger adds 2 dice to his attack rolls when attacking the enemy character with the highest threat value. If Killmonger dazes or KOs that character this round, his controlling player will score 2 victory points. If there is a tie for the highest threat value, Killmonger's controller chooses one to be affected by this card.
It's such a good card. Like this is the kind of card that affects the way that you play the game, but in a way that is worth doing and could win you the game. Like I really like the build of this card. 2 victory points. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Steven.
I wish Craven's Fearful Symmetry was like this, but specifically for Peter Parker.
If you got 2 victory points and the rest of that card read the same way, I bet people would play it. I bet it would get play. Because it's very like he can take down Peter Parker. Okay, well that's not this.
Well, I'm just saying, just for the, what works and what doesn't work, right? So
yeah. No, hey Brandon, what do you think here? I heard your mic come on.
This card's great. It's always nice when you have a character who because like I agree with Steven, like this isn't like a great character, but he's a good character. This card makes him a great character. This card puts him into that realm of like when you take him, you're taking this card. Because again, he's not a model you play every game, but there are scenarios where like against like especially like Web Warriors, like you can really set it up to where you can do it and get that damage through and hit probably a 4 threat character like against Storm X-Men. Like there's a lot of matchups where like a 4 threat may be the biggest thing on the table. It's real easy for him to take out a 4 threat character.
Well, the new spiders are just going to be 3s and 2s now. With with Porker coming.
Spider-Man 2099 is a 5. He'll be a 5.
No. The new list is you'll have 7 wide at 17 with 4 spiders at with Porker, and then 3 1 2 3
3 more 2s.
3 more 2s, yeah.
That's disgusting. You're a monster. Everyone who's come up with that plan is a monster. 7 wide at 17. Oh my gosh.
But I would take this character all day long in that.
Yeah. He would have a field day. He'd love it.
Mm-hmm.
He'd usurp the throne and he'd have 5 or 6 kill count tokens by the end of the game, I bet.
He would just start shredding everything.
Yeah. I'm pretty up on Killmonger. I think it should be stated that Killmonger has no defensive tech. So, like,
His
as good as
that he's going to kill the model in front of him.
Yeah, that is all he's got. So, the downside of this guy is that he's probably gonna die. If your opponent, if there's not a better target for your opponent to focus on, this guy's a great person to attack, and he will go down. Like that is the truth behind Killmonger.
Advice for the listeners out there: if you want your Killmonger to live, never put an extract on him until the end of the game.
Unless it's a hammer. You want to have hammers on this boy. You want to
Do
have
you
hammers on Killmonger.
do you really need it?
Probably not. Probably not.
But that's the
I get
thing.
what you're saying. You're saying to avoid making him a target, and
Right.
yeah, you are correct about that. All right. Well, is there any other tactics cards he does have another tactics card that he can take, and it is the one that a Killmonger. It's I think it's Njadaku is the person who can take it. So it's this one or the other Killmonger model. Um,
There are
can
2 other cards that the model can take.
Okay. The one that I'm thinking of is the one that gives him a permanent throw, a permanent
Heart,
character throw.
synthetic heart-shaped herbs,
Yeah.
which is an unaffiliated active card. He can spend 1 power to play this card. He gains poison and the following superpower, which is Panther's Power for 3. He can choose an interactive terrain feature, enemy character both size 3 or less within range 2, and throw it short. You can only use that superpower once per turn. The
What do you
other
guys think
one,
about that? Oh, sorry. Go
It-
ahead. Sorry.
no, you're fine. The other one's not. The other one's Kiluna's Glory. It's an attack action. You can pay 3 power to play the card. It makes an attack shown. It costs an action. It's a range 3 7 dice mystic attack called Vengeance of the Betrayer God. After this attack is resolved, the target character loses power equal to the damage dealt. For each power lost this way, an allied character may gain 1 power.
Yeah.
That is a
Attack.
Wakanda only card.
Right. Attack. Tactics cards are always feel underwhelming. Although this is a mystic attack, which Wakanda was sorely lacking in before Black Panther Chosen of Bast became an option. I feel like that's not a great card. But I feel like the other one is, though better, you probably don't want to take it on this version of Killmonger because you will always have a tactics card stapled to this character,
You
that being
also
usurp the throne.
you also just want a lot of power with Killmonger, and this that he has to spend the power and then gain poison. Um, he's
Yeah.
that really stresses his power, and you mostly want power on him so that you can charge and play the other card. Like the other card's the reason you want power, but he really
Right.
wants
Yeah.
power.
He really does. All right. Well, I feel like we need to come up with a letter grade for Killmonger. I am big up on this guy. The problem is, I think that he kind of doesn't have a big place in Wakanda. I don't know. I might be wrong about that. He might be taken. I don't feel like in the current meta, people who are playing Wakanda are playing him. I think they're playing.
Jabari Chieftain would like to have a word with you.
Okay. Well, what is that? That synergy that you're thinking of?
That tactic card where M'Baku, what is it? Somebody, Brandon, do you have it up by chance? Because I don't.
The M'Baku card?
Yeah.
I can.
Mhm.
Jabari Chieftain. Jabari Chieftain is a Wakanda only card, and it is not going to load. I hate myself. Well, it decided
Of
it didn't
course,
want to
it's.
load.
I'm trying to pull it up too.
I'm not convinced my internet isn't going out at this very moment, actually.
Oh, we can hear you just fine. Jabari Chieftain. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
everybody. We're, of course, a required character is not Killmonger. I've got to go to.
It's
It's
M'Baku.
M'Baku.
It's M'Baku. I
Yeah.
apologize, everyone. We're getting it up. All right, Jabari Chieftain. It is. It is load. Okay, is there something wrong? It
I
is
think
not
there's
loading for me.
it doesn't load. Oh, wait, it just loaded for me. Okay. During another Wakanda character's activation, M'Baku may spend 4 power to play this card. M'Baku advances towards the active allied character medium. The active allied character gains 2 dice to its attack rolls this activation.
Okay, I mean that is perfect for Killmonger. That is perfect. That is exactly what he wants because he does. If that is used on him, and then he uses Usurp the Throne, he charges in with uh, a 9 dice spender or 9 dice builder, followed by an 11 dice builder into his target, which is both of which have Pierce. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Or a 13 dice Black Ops Strike.
Yeah.
Followed
like
by a Wakanda Forever. I mean,
Yeah.
This guy will kill.
Well, I take back what I said because that's very good. So I'm not even going to say that. All right. So letter grade time. I'm going to give him a B plus. I feel like that's too low. I'm gonna give him a B plus though. That's where I'm at. Brandon, what are your thoughts here on Killmonger?
I agree with you. I think B plus is right. He's too niche of a character to be any higher. Like I was between a B and a B plus. I think the tactics cards is really really good, but yeah, I think the big thing is he's too niche enough. Like you're never really playing a list where he is being a model you're picking every single time, and I think that's where the A's really start to be in play is where you're picking that model a lot. I don't know how often you pick Killmonger, even when you have him.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Steven, what are you gonna give to Killmonger?
I'm at a solid B. He's good. He's that character I'm talking about that doesn't need to get touched, which is a good thing. And he comes with a tactic card that can win you games sometimes. So I mean, he's got it all. So, but he's at a B for me. So
yeah. And Brad, what are you gonna give to Killmonger?
I really like him. I'm gonna give him a B plus.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we're real close together, and we're all right there in that zone. That's our take on Killmonger. Brad, do you have any comic book recommendations that feature Njadaka?
I do. I have 3 today. The first one is Jungle Action number 6. This story is called Panther's Rage by Don McGregor and Rich Buckler. And this is Killmonger's first appearance. He continues to appear in the comic. He misses a couple issues, but he's in almost every issue up to 17. But in this issue, Killmonger has been harassing villages in and around Wakanda to get T'Challa's attention. When T'Challa confronts him, Killmonger sicks his leopard on the king. Black Panther prevails, barely, and Killmonger throws him off a waterfall. And then
Okay.
you can read the following issues to find out how all that's resolved. But, he fell off a waterfall. Black Panther's clearly dead. And will never be seen again. Back in the 60s.
Except he got better.
He does get better. Okay, the next story is Black Panther Volume 3, 18 through 20, called Killmonger's Rage. You see what they did there? There's Panther's Rage was his first appearance, and then this one's called Killmonger's Rage.
Okay.
Christopher Priest and Kyle Holtz. Killmonger's back and tries to gain control of Wakanda via its economy, forcing Black Panther to nationalize all businesses. Their feud is settled in ritual combat.
Okay, really?
Yep.
An economic feud settled in ritual combat. They have a way of doing things there in Wakanda.
They sure do. The next story I have is Black Panther Volume 3, 21 through 25, Killmonger's Reign. This is Christopher Priest again and Sal Veludo. Uh, After Killmonger wins the ritual combat, he becomes the leader of Wakanda.
Huh.
Killmonger even
Is this directly following the previous one,
yeah,
or is there
it
a
was-
different
it was-
ritual? Okay.
It was 18 through 20, and this one's 21 through 25 of the same series.
Okay.
It literally right after. Killmonger even tries to take Black Panther's spot on the Avengers. To cement his role as leader of Wakanda, Killmonger has to take the heart-shaped herb, which is poisonous to all but the royal line. What will happen when he takes it? I think we've learned.
Is that why that card? Is that why that card gives you poison?
It is.
Okay.
And I guess it also gives you a throw.
Yeah.
That makes sense because he throws T'Challa off a waterfall. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
I was also
All right.
when I was doing the trivia, which we didn't talk about during the trivia, and I was researching Shuri, I came across an era of Black Panther that I did not know exists. And now seems like a great time to talk about it. It's not Killmonger related. But after the Shadowland Daredevil stuff, Matt Murdock wants to take a break from being Daredevil. And at the same time, Black Panther has been depowered, and he's kind of relearning to be a superhero. So what he does is he moves to Hell's Kitchen and becomes the new Daredevil. So
Huh.
T'Challa is Daredevil for a while. I didn't even know that happened. And
I had no idea about that.
so he fights a bunch of villains, but one of them's Kingpin. And Kingpin's whole plan is to buy a controlling interest in the Bank of Wakanda so that he can use that to leverage buying the bank's land in Wakanda to then exploit the mineral resources there. And Shuri goes undercover as his assistant and tries to stop him while T'Challa Daredevil fights the minions and stuff. And it sounds so great, and I want to read this comic now that I did not know existed.
Huh. It must be. Is Shuri the one who didn't exist until 2005?
Yeah,
So this must be recent.
it is
Relatively recent.
The Shadowland Daredevil stuff is recent, and it's,
Okay.
right after that, fairly
Okay.
recent. Yeah, it shocked me when I read that Shuri didn't exist until 2005. I was like, "There's no way," but it is. That's what it is.
Okay then. All right. Thank you, Brad. I guess the only thing that we have left is my non sequitur recommendation. So, Killmonger was played by Michael B. Jordan, and I was thinking about it. What's one of my favorite movies that stars Michael B. Jordan? It's Creed. I really love that movie. That movie's great.
I thought you were going to
But-
say Space Jam.
I've already no, definitely not. I've already recommended Creed. I think I did when we did the other Killmonger, the newer Killmonger model. And this podcast is coming out before the movie Sinners comes out, which is the next Michael B. Jordan starring movie, which looks really good, which I am very interested in watching, but I have not seen it yet. So there's a movie that stars, well, it doesn't quite star Michael B. Jordan, but it has Michael B. Jordan in it that I'm a fan. I really enjoyed, and it's from a while ago, and it's the movie Chronicle. I did not know that was Michael B. Jordan, but Michael B. Jordan is in this movie, and
Is that
this is a movie.
is that the superhero one?
Well, they all gain telekinetic powers.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah. It is that movie. That has Michael B. Jordan in it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's a great movie. Basically, what happens is four friends find a thing in the woods. It's not described, probably to the movie's benefit. It gives very little explanation, and suddenly they have telekinetic powers. But one of them is kind of a social outcast, and he begins to go a little bit mad with the power that he is given, and it it kind of goes from there. And it is a really good movie.
It is a found footage movie, and
It is indeed.
it makes sense because the social outcast guy, he's kind of obsessed with recording everything anyway, and then they really start recording stuff when they start like practicing using their new powers and stuff. And then
Yeah.
the ending of the movie is like the best found footage stuff I've ever seen. It's so well done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That movie's so
You know,
good.
I really love a good found footage movie, and there are so few good found footage movies. They're usually
Yeah.
pretty terrible.
Yeah, they're usually really bad. This one's great though. I love this movie.
This one's very good. Yeah. And that is it for our show today. Thank you all for joining me, and thank you to all of you out there in podcast land for listening to us yap on about Killmonger. I hope that everyone out there has a wonderful rest of the week. Goodbye, everyone.